giving that credit to them when giving them flowers, they call it, right? Giving them flowers. So I like to ask you, Michaela. Give you the floor right this quick and ask you, what would you like to give other women advice? What would you say to them if they listen to if they when they listen and tune into this episode? What would you like to say to women?
I would say, don't wait. Speak up because I'm gonna actually bring awareness to what actually happened to my homegirl Kiki. She died a few years back because she was in an abusive relationship, and she had about 4 kids. One, she was actually pregnant with one, and I'm pretty sure she had gave birth to that beautiful daughter of hers, and she probably was like 2 months when her mother died because of an abusive boyfriend in her life. And I just say, don't wait for to get that bad. Just don't wait and speak up, even if you feel like you can't, go to the higher ups, go to your friend, trust your friends, maybe people, if you feel like you can't come to your friends about that, maybe you need to take a better look in your circle because, it all starts with your circle. Your circle should have a safe place. So make it a safe place and make it, somewhere y'all can go to talk about things like that and see what's y'all next step. But I said, don't wait 4 years to let it damage you completely, where you feel like you can't love the same again, where you can't accept love the same, where you feel like, you have to flinch every time a man goes to reach near you or something. I still deal with problems like that with my boyfriends. They come too close to me, they get too aggressive, and I start crying out of nowhere, and they're like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like going crazy, like crying. I'm just like, nothing is nothing. That's how traumatizing it is, though. That's how long,
Absolutely.
and I'm in, I've been in therapy since, my ex from the 4 years and everything. And I would say, a lot of people don't believe in therapy. I myself probably wouldn't even think twice about going to therapy and speaking to a stranger that gets paid to care about my feelings. But honestly, it's been one of the best things that I ever did for myself was to go to therapy and get some help because, I'm actually starting to learn how to love again and and receive that love again. And I have an amazing boyfriend. Shout out to my boyfriend. He treats me very good, and now I know how a man's supposed to treat a woman, and I love that. So I just said seek help, whatever you feel like you could do, from anything from your friends, your mother, to therapy, to even me. Like I'll comment it under this YouTube channel, so you guys can even just reach out to me if you want to. I'm a girl's girl.
And P, what about yourself? What advice would you give women?
Well, just to piggyback from what KK said, reach out to somebody, like reach out to your friend, to your family, somebody that you could confide in, like you just look for the help and just know it's not okay. Just know you deserve better, and you wouldn't want to risk your life being in something like that. And I think some people would sometimes escape the situation, but then they will go back because they love the person. But I don't think love is enough in that case,
Absolutely
because
not.
it is not enough, because you don't deserve to be going through that at all. So it's like, yeah, just get out somehow and pray about it, and
Yeah.
God will see with you
If you have
for sure.
kids, put your kids first. I
Yeah.
know it's hard. I know
God
it's really
will.
hard, but put your kids first because, I just, you don't want to be that dang moment where you're like,
You know, I'm a chime into this, okay? Because I'm gonna give us some advice, and this is my advice. Don't turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, seeing men abuse my mom and my aunts and stuff like that. And I remember one time, I'm not kidding you. I remember I was at my aunt's house, and her and her boyfriend, they were both drunk, right? Because most time alcohol is one of the main triggers of abuse, right? Because you're not thinking straight sometimes, right? But in that case, don't drink. It's going to get you to become violent. Control your drinking, right? There's no excuse for that. Make better choices. But I remember this time. I mean, I was woken up by all this commotion. I mean, it was glasses broken, and things, chairs are being upturned, and I was like, "What the heck going on?" You know what I'm saying? I jump up. My aunt comes in there. And she says, "It's gonna be okay, baby." Right? She grabs my hand and tells me, "Go by the front door and we get ready to run." Right? And she came out the kitchen with a pot of hot grease. And this man was sleeping. And she threw the hot grease on this man. And I have never heard anyone scream in pain. That day it still haunts me now. But I guarantee you, and I can contest this, man never put his hands on my aunt ever again. And sometimes I believe that women back then was trying to show women today that you have to fight back because these are cowards, right? We'll call it for what it is. They're fuck boys, right? And most importantly, they're just seriously. Is this like you need to show them that you're not afraid. Fear is the most weakest point of energy that we can ever experience. Fear is a choice, and fear is fear. And I said this in my last segments. Fear is false energy that appears real. Fear is not even real. Fear is a choice because it's like you choose to have fear. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a aura that's around us all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's something we choose. In situations that we get in, we choose to fear, right? Because we come from strong genes, genetics. You know what I'm saying? We're black people are from strong genes, come from strong warrior backgrounds, right? Kings and queens. We're these people, and we forget. We become disconnected from that. And we started to, walk in this shadow of other people. And that's what happens when men abuse women. They put them over this overcast shadow and they become their protector, right? In some sense, I do these things because I love you. You make me angry. You piss me off today. You know what I'm saying? These are self-esteem problems. You know what I'm saying? It's esteem of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with this woman. You know what I'm saying? That man. You feel me? So, my mom used to tell people all the time, if a woman is bad enough to throw a punch, she's bad enough to receive a punch, right? And I think that's the wrong advice you can give. But at the same time, if that man throws a punch, you should be able to knock him upside his damn head with something, you know what I'm saying? And go on by your day. But it's like you said, getting out that situation as quick as possible is the most prominent advice that someone can give. Leave.
The most safest.
Leave. You know what I'm saying? Leave. Get the hell up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay because that was not your person. I believe in this so much. And being married to the wife I am with now has taught me this. That there's always somebody out there for you. It's meant to be with you. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be somebody out there. Your person is out there. You feel me? And I think the next question is really, what changes do we believe are necessary in society to better support victims of domestic violence? I mean, like, I mean, to me, it's like awareness should be on every point for us of anybody, right? Having awareness of any mental health awareness, right? Sexual abuse awareness, child abuse awareness, domestic violence awareness. All these need to be heightened to the front forth of everybody's conversations. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's not there. And I mean, like you said that when you went to the hospital, they asked you want to file a police report.
Yeah.
And on our police cars out here in the States, it says serving to protect. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I don't know what it says on your cars, but the protection part was either scratched off or blurred off, or you just didn't see that damn thing, right? Because they did nothing to help you, right?
They just helped me to go by the house and pick up my stuff. That's all they did.
Was there any type of these? I mean, I'm sure they try to give you some talks of like advice. Did they tell you stay away from him?
Yeah, they tell me don't go back because they had situations that the woman would go back.
Wow.
That's all
So
it told me.
I mean, like this. I mean, like Michaela addressed earlier that she had help. She called her mom, right? And she talked to her mom, and she spoke with her mom. And she went to started up therapy and stuff like that. And I mean, these things is you guys have in St. Martin, right? These things don't exist in St. Martin, right?
I think we have a home, like those
shelters, women's shelters.
Yes, correct. Okay. I think we have one, but I don't know if this still exists because after Hurricane Irma, I think the house got damaged or whatever. So I don't know if they still have one, but for sure I know that there's no therapist around that you could call or anything. The only place we have is a mental health institution, and that's for like persons who are like to the extent of like going too crazy. So it's like there's not really much. We don't have like therapy sessions. That's one thing I think my island would need to have, like group sessions and seminars and stuff like that. They should do more of. So you don't really see that much these days. So I think they should start pushing. Yeah, because I know it's supposed to have a lot of situations like that in the Caribbean because we have a lot of men that come from different countries that feel that they're superior to women. Yeah.
That is the most disrespectful word that we can put a title on a man for, right? Or anybody being superior, over any man. We all should be created equal.
Yes, great.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, like, did you want to say something? So I put like this. At the end of the day, if anybody out there that's listening to this podcast, that has any type of resources or, that can help people, women over in St. Martin, anything can help. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have friends that are therapists and, psychiatrists and they have, licenses that they can practice on other, countries, hey, give us that, put that information down in the comment that we can get this type of help that's truly needed, in these countries that doesn't have these, things provided to them. Like, even, it'd be nice to get somebody out there to, rebuild this women's shelter. You know what I'm saying? Donate money to this women's shelter. Like, I mean, like, I remember we talking at one time, we're talking about when, COVID hit, right? And you guys like, oh, COVID haven't hit here yet. When it did hit over there, right? Remember, you guys were like quarantined in the house, and you said the government would provide food for you guys, right? They would drive around and bring food to you, and like, man, you got that kind of resources and stuff like this. Would you have resources for battered women, right? Like, or people that they get counseling to like you. I'm telling you right now, self-care is a beautiful thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for KK and myself, we can vouch for this. Therapy is a whole different level, man. I mean, because it gets you outside of the comfort zone of having that conversation with your own people. Because sometimes family tend to tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these therapy, they even they get paid to listen to you. They get paid also to give you the insight of what the tools that they have to provide to you so you can be better, right? And that's what's important to me, right? It's like getting the tools needed to heal and heal correctly, because you can take that same thing that the problem that you had, T, and get involved with somebody else, right? And still fear and still be timid, and you're not being yourself. You're not being your whole self. You're bringing half of yourself into a relationship, right? And this person experienced only half of you because the other half you feel you got guarded behind these walls that you built.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you can take that, tear these walls down, and you get that by being active in some type of conversation with somebody, who has similar upbringings or similar, they went through similar situation that you've been through, right? Or like therapies, they hear so many stories and they can find a story that represents you, you know what I'm saying, and talk to you about that. So like I think that's important that we get somebody one of our listeners